Carrie, you go to bed, baby. You watch it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Gray Gray. I love you, Gray Gray. Hope y'all still here. Yeah. I was gonna play Steve Martin's Mummy song, but I figured it'd probably get me in jail, so I can't do it.
In like a cool way.
And I'm gonna turn this on. Oh, see. Hey, Peas, Deborah. Hi, guys. Happy Saturday night. Happy Saturday night. Let's see. Let me turn that off. I ain't listening to that all night. How are y'all? I hope you're doing well. It was a lovely, beautiful day today. Here, Clancy, my sweet love. Hello. It was a lovely, beautiful. It's like 70s, but it's Smoky Pete. Hey, Freeside. Oh, it's just so great here today. It was too pretty. The only thing is, everything is yellow. Mm. Well, thank you, Smoky Pete. Every once in a while, I take a bath. Ocean Tides, how are you? Every Saturday, I take a bath, whether I need it or not. Well, I'm not doing. Oh no! Oh no, Clancy, I'm so sorry. Hey, Ray Jones. Hey, Sober Pug. I am so sorry, Clancy. Oh, that's horrible. We had a golf ball. Oh well, you didn't have. Y'all got nailed, Smokey. This whole week, y'all been getting nailed. Yeah, Clancy, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I have notes all over the desk as usual. Oh no, yeah. I haven't planted yet. I haven't planted. I'm not gonna do a garden because we have deer that eat my garden. And it's you're supposed to plant a garden whatnot to be therapeutic. And I lay in bed at night wondering what's eating my damn asparagus. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Tree, what is eating my okra? What is eating this? And then I wake up in the morning. Roundhouse, thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to see you. It busted windshields. Yeah, that's horrible. So horrible. Hey, Melissa. Thunder. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Well, keep me updated. Shit always pops off when I go live. Damn it. Last week we had two simultaneous explosions all over the place, and now we got Tina in the Thunderdome. Live T5. How are you? I'm really kind of excited about this one because I think ancient Egypt / Rome / Greece is probably my favorite part of history. I mean, I was literally a baby there. Messed up the neighbor's roof. Let me knock on wood right now. Hold on. Let me knock on wood. Yeah, I know. Clancy, I don't know where that bitch is, but I don't care. Hey, Katie. We haven't had, the big storms yet. We will. Don't worry. I'm in Virginia. So they'll roll out from, hey, Halloween, baby. They'll roll out of the Gulf, F y'all to pieces, and then come up the eastern seaboard and just get me before they roll out. Stupid ass. I want a metal roof. I want to change our roof to a metal roof. Badly. Up somebody down the street did it to their house, and I just love it. How far are you from Virginia Beach? About 3 or 4 hours. Hey Suzanne, Ray, I am in literal central Virginia, and that's what our area is called. I am in the center. I can be I'm surrounded by mountains right now. We could go show you, but surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains, surrounded by the mountains over here too. Then we can go for a little while, and then we'll be at the beach. So I'm at one of those states where you have it all. You have it all. I don't generally go to Virginia Beach though, because it's really a Navy town, and that's why I don't go. It's just always like full of people. Then I'll tell you, I go to Myrtle Beach, and that's kind of full of people too. But you know, you know, yeah, South Carolina always gets it. Something. Usually it'll turn after South. Well, South Carolina's got that curve to it, so it'll either ride it out or run right through it. The sound of rain would make it. I know in Roundhouse you don't have to replace them. Hey, Rachel, you don't like. It's almost like you. Well, I think they're like forever. Yeah, forever. You just put it on and don't worry about it no more. I don't know about. Oh, you're in North Carolina? Well, we're just all bunched up here together. I have flattering lighting. Yeah, I mean, I do. I'll turn y'all around. Hold on, I'll show you my studio. I've done this before, but so this is my husband, my son, my daughter. This is just a little nook in a nook on our in our basement. So I'll show you. All right, so here we go. Don't get nauseous. All right, so here we go. Here's another door. All right, that's a door. That's not a window. That goes out into a garage. All right, and there is the door. All right. I hope y'all are seeing what I want y'all to see. So I got the two lamps there. All right, and then we go back. That's my library back there. This is Topher the turkey. Long story, I will tell you. And then we have this lamp. So there, you've just been to my office. I love peacocks, and this Topher the turkey there. Somebody put it in on the Facebook Marketplace, and they said turkey $10, and it was that. I was like, I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, the ceiling, because I wanted it like a English tavern or an English room, and so he put. Now, none of these rails here make sense, and I'm going to tell you why my husband put them on. He put the drywall up for the first time ever, and he wasn't very good. Hey, Tally, thank you so much. He wasn't very good at it, so he had this rail everywhere. He effed it up, so they're not even. I could care less. I love it. Well, that's just drywall and that color. It's like a brown, I guess. And so I wanted. Hey, Terry, I wanted it to look like a little office in an English little house, and I got it. I got it. It does. It can remind you that everything in this, besides this desk, which I bought for $10, I did not buy that thing that I chalk painted. The chest of drawers there. That's got like, what is there? Oh, I got my wax melts in there. I've got light bulbs in there. I've got Christmas cards, done, not done, but ready to go. I've got oh, my daughter put her cap and gown in there, so I don't want to look at it. Hey, Carrie, go to bed, Carrie. Go to bed. Go to bed. I don't want to see you in here anymore. Go to bed. Yeah, anyway, so this is my little haven. I'll come down here. When they start acting a fool upstairs, I'm right down here. And that's why I have all the way, always, so much stuff, so much paper. Hey, Liza. So this is going to be a good one. Hey, Mama Cannoli. I've always been fascinated too. And I got into this, right? In fact, let me see here. Here we go. I wrote down some of Egypt's. Hey, Jennifer, this is just some. Oh, shit. Some of the mysteries, the different mysteries, right? It's a lot of mysteries. I'm just saying. even to this day, it's a lot of mysteries, which I found out. I think I probably knew it before, but maybe I didn't know it to this degree. I was gonna do the Sphinx, because they're saying now that the Sphinx was probably carved by wind erosion. Well, I don't think. I mean, it might have been eked out, for them to carve, but it's not. The wind did not make a head, so let's stop that. And the Sphinx should have had wings. I know. Also, the Sphinx, they started in Asia. They had them in doorways to protect the home or the church or temple or whatever, and they had the wings. And this one didn't have the wings. Plus, they do know that we know who did it, but the construction or whatever had to be abruptly stopped, and nobody knows why. They didn't leave a note. I wish there would. Speaking of notes, we're going to talk about the Rosetta Stone, which, thank goodness, somebody thought to do so we would know what hieroglyphics mean. And then let's see, what's this? So I'm going to try to go in order. Jennifer, I hope y'all are doing good. I hope you had a great Saturday. We're going to have drama here, but it's the drama that is good for you. Feeds your little brain. So, we'll see what our pictures have. Let's just do that. Okay. That's Tut. We know who that is. There's the Sphinx. Now, I mean, I guess maybe the wind could have done that. But I hope y'all are seeing something. Let's see. All right, we can start here. This is the Valley of the Kings. And this is, and I hope y'all can see it, is you have the cemeteries over here. You've got these are the Great Pyramids of Giza. All right, there's only 3 of them right there. There's the biggest one, which is the Pyramid of Khafre. And then you have a smaller one here that is the Pyramid of, Khufu is first. Khufu is first, and then his son. And then there's a really little one somewhere that somebody else was like, we didn't like you too much. So then you have Eastern cemeteries. You have this area is amazing. This is the Tomb of the Kings. There it is. Hold on, I've lost all y'all. Here is the Tomb of the Kings. All right, let me see. There you go. I see y'all. I got you back. I lost y'all for a second. Amen, mama. You'd think it would be there are somewhere between 122 to God knows how many burials here. But when I say burial, I mean a king or queen. I'm not talking about the extra. Hey, Sarah, Sassy, I love you. Tell Aunt Kathy I love her so. Most of these tombs, now you think these have been raided for thousands of years, okay? And so somebody might not be there that was supposed to be there. Hurry back, Ray. So, and this is the whole span of it. That's it. There's this side of it, and then there's another side called the Valley of the Monkeys. I'm not judging anybody that's buried there. So, obviously, these have been just raided forever. There were side chambers for wives. There were side chambers for children. How many people in here believe or think that King Tut was in a pyramid. And it's not, I mean, it's not, it's, if you're wrong, it's not it. I always just thought he was probably in a pyramid, you know? That's why it was so, they dug and they dug and they dug. And Howard Carter sat on this tomb forever not to let it go. You know, he sat on, hey, Jeannie, he sat on Tut's grave, which actually has a number somewhere. It's like KV, I can't remember which one. It's KV something. Every tomb is KV1, KV9, KV52, K, you know. So this is it. Howard Carter found it and sat on it until his buddy helped him. You know, his, oh shit, what was his name? Oh, why can't I remember this? Anyway, we'll get back to it. So once all these tombs were just like Tutankhamun's, they were filled with jewels. Tutankhamun was not even a pharaoh that was worth any merit. There you go, King's Vault. Thank you, babe. Thank you. When Lord Carnarvon got in with Howard Carter, he was like, okay, we'll just sit on it and very slowly do this, because the further Carter would get into it, he could see this thing hadn't been rated yet. And it took a long time to take piece after, hey, Alan, take piece after piece after piece out of this tomb. I'm going to show you why. Here's another, this is a description from an artist from back in the day. We see all these open tombs. This is the entrance of Ramesses. Ramesses served for 70 years. He was a pharaoh for 70 years. He had 100 children, 48 to 50 sons, 48 to 50 daughters. He left room in his tomb. I think it was 120. It was 120 different tombs for his sons. So this is, look at it. It's amazing to me. It is amazing to me, and it looks new. All right, so here we go. Here's a tomb. Here's a really basic tomb, if you want. You know, this is the one probably Tutankhamun got, because he was only a pharaoh for about 9 years, and he was a child for much of that. Yeah, he did. Well, so you have to go in, you go over here. The only problem is the shit was thrown in there. If you can recall watching anything about Tut, he they had not obviously finished his tomb because he was only 19 when he died. So this would be a basic tomb, just basic, you know, nothing thrilling, nothing big. And then you have one like this. This is Ramesses. You know, this is Ramesses, where we've got his chamber way up here, his wives, the children. This is, hey, try me. So this is like a Ramesses type, you know. And then here we go again with the valley. And I know y'all cannot see what I'm pointing to, but you can see them all. Like, this was probably in the 1920s, I think, when they were going through and they were actually documenting which tombs had been raided and which tombs, you know, possibly have it. I don't know that there's not one out there now. I mean, I would kind of hope. Here it is again, the Valley of the Kings. And, okay. So we'll go for pyramids right first there. There are only 122 pyramids in ancient Egypt. And when I say like 122, you see here, you got the big ones, you got the little ones. Okay. Now in the Sudan, they're like 200 and something. Same time period and everything. How did the idea get over there? I don't know. This is also a pyramid, but it's got a flat top. Same deal. Rarely were the bodies in the pyramid. A lot of people thought you just kind of opened the door, but no, they were down in chambers. And so that's another type of pyramid. Now, here's another type of pyramid. This is a pyramid. Do you see the? I just got this to see all the things. Now, how did they make them? No one agrees to this day how they're made. Nobody agrees to this day how they were made. It is pretty fascinating. If you think, could we build a pyramid today? This is a absolute question. Could human race build a pyramid now with whatever they had to, whatever they had? No, we couldn't. One, because we can't figure it out. Either they went all the way to the limestone, carved it, which I doubt it, but they would have to have a flat edge on the bottom, because then they said they had like rollers that they would roll. Thousands of men, thousands of men, they say. Then there are other people that said, no. It only took about 100 men and about 20 years to do these. It's a long project to me. So you would think at this point, no, we don't know. We don't know. Oh, I got more information. How you doing, baby? Hold on. I have all this stuff. When you get into those, we'll get into those. We'll get into them. And the people that are supposed to be there, we're going to cover Nefertiti. We're going to cover Cleopatra. We're going to try to do these pyramids. I don't know how they, but so one group of people think they used stone blocks, and put them on a ramp when they got there. They're not even worried about how they got there. Let's just worry about how they got them up. Okay, up there. No, it's nobody. Their names are fun to say, and I don't know why I pick these people, because when I do it, what did I do the other day, a couple of days ago, where the names were really hard, and then when I said, I'm going to do ancient Egypt, and I thought, oh, thank you, try me, bitch. I appreciate that. Thank you. Some people think that it took 20 years to construct and demanded the labor of 100,000 men. That's what he thought. Now archaeologists now think that was really didn't need that many people. It was a very limited workforce that they needed, and that they probably occupied the site for maybe 10 years, maybe. We know that they were treated very well, and we know that because, I say we, because hey, Kimmy, I say that because they went and looked at their tombs, because they have tombs too, really near all this, and what they ate, which was meat. They had a lot, and so somebody's providing that meat. Somebody's providing that food. They said they ate like kings. You go to where they poop. I know this is gross, but anyway, so they were eating good. They were eating good. And then they talked about when they pulled them out of their burials and how their bodies were just wrecked. But they weren't. A lot of people thought they were slave labor. A lot of people think they weren't slave labor because of the way they ate. Broke their bodies, but I don't know. We don't know what kind of retirement plan they had. And I just say that because, that's everything. So, like I said, no one knows. No one knows. There's no known accurate historical or archaeological whatever evidence that resides this question. Therefore, most discussion on construction methods involve functional possibilities that are supported by the limited historical and archaeological evidence. So they're hey, Southern Gal, hey, Care Bear, they're just guessing. Hey, Grammy, they are just guessing, and they have said it right here. We are just guessing. Aliens, we have to go there. We have to go there. They are mentioned. Aliens. I don't know. It might be. Hell no. I say bring them on. All right, so we're gonna. So that's what we don't. I wish I could different. It's just they don't. No fucking clue. And then when they got them there, they have no clue how they got them up there. Now there was in the Bible, and I can't remember the name of the book. He describes the implement of getting it up there. All right, not in this, And Michelangelo took his description, and drew it up. It makes no sense. He would have you believe that it was a structure, and I forgot to take a picture of this structure, 4 legs, and that they just swang it up. They just pushed it back and forth until it got into place. I mean, I can't say none. I don't know. I'd go with aliens before I went with that. But I don't know. So we're going to take our Great Pyramids and we're going to say, you know what? Get out of here, people. Oh, you know that some people think that the Great Sphinx has got a body in it? What, some king? I don't think I've ever heard of the king, and I don't think any of us have ever heard of this. All right, now, when we go through Nefertiti and King Tut, please know they are closely related. So if we're going in history, like I'm trying to go, King Tut and Nefertiti she might have been his mother. People still think she's his mother. But then we have another crypt, another tomb 35, that holds an older, these are the names on them, older lady, younger lady, and there's a 10-year-old boy. Nobody really knows who he is. They took the DNA from the younger lady, and they said, that's it, it's a match. And they took hair from Tutankhamun. And they said, hey, canine Charlie. They said, that's his mother. This is his mother. This, K35, young lady, is his mother. No. Then they found KV21. KV21, we had A, Lady B. One was younger, one was older. And these two had been in their tomb, but it had flooded for so many years, right? That their hair was gone, but the hair could have been gone for a lot of reasons. But they still could extract DNA. Now, that makes me crazy sometimes, because you can extract DNA from a mummy that's been flooded in the middle of Egypt, but you can't get a complete panel on a rape victim. Or, don't get me started. So we'll start with Nefertiti. Nefertiti was an absolute babe. All right, and there's some more. 122 of them. There she is. But all right, here's the famous bust of Nefertiti. It was found by German explorers in the store, in the artist's office, I guess you would say. I mean, he was the bust maker. There were busts in various stages all over the wall. We have Nefertiti here, who supposedly fell forward. The bust fell forward, right? And we'll do this side. And we'll do the full on. Now, her eye is missing over here on the right. But everybody's like, no way. No way. That is not the real bust, because it looks too good. It's too clean. It's no damage. Blah, 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 blah. And, so there is some kind of, there is a little bit of drama here. But what we do know is she was very beautiful. And she, bless her heart, she got married when she was about anywhere from 12 to 13, when Akhenaten, a pharaoh died. Akhenaten took over. Akhenaten was about probably under 20. She was the first daughter from his father. That's how they did it. First daughters of the fathers are who weds the son. So she was about 12 to 14 when they got married. And rather quickly started having children. Just let's see. Let me see another one. If I forgot how many pictures I put up of her. Oh, well, that's another story right there. So in all, she had 6 daughters with Akhenaten. Akhenaten served for 18 years. Okay, so, but during his 6th year, he decided that Egypt was not going to continue to worship all these different gods. They were going to worship one God, Aton, right? The sun god. And so he went through and he said, I want every single, his Aten was the sundial, I don't know what they call it, like the disc, the sun disc. Akhenaten said, I want every single symbol of any other gods taken off now. I don't want them on here no more. Done. So you go from people that have all their born days as I make a dramatic they've only ever known multiple gods, and he is, because he's their pharaoh, they have to do it. Nefertiti was then just thought of as a traitor to her religion, and she wasn't very well liked for a little while. He also wanted to move the capital of Egypt. So with his 3 wife and 3 daughters, he moves it from Theus to Armanon shit. I have all of these in my head before. Theus is where they used to live. He moved it to Armana, something like that. Now, hey Tinsy, honey, I'm behind, but okay, I love you, thank you. He inherited a very, very very, very good economy, very, very good relations with other, nations around you. He inherited that. The good was on the upswing, right? He inherited it right at the upswing. But as soon as he just started this bullshit of, changing the gods, changing the capital city, he actually, let me see. He was known as the heretic king when he took, the all that out. So, okay, he also wrote about being visited by beings that came from the sky. He openly spoke of that, that people from the sky regularly visited him in his sleep. Okay. Same here. All this religion was now antonism instead of that. So he's the only one. He's the first pharaoh / king that ever changed up the way his people worshipped. He was the first. All right, which means there are more behind him. Just saying. Oh, honey, I know you're tired, baby girl. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go relax. Get you a drink. Watch some stupid television. Just the dumbest show you can find. And I will see you tomorrow, baby. I will see you tomorrow. So, Amarna had about 10,000 people when he moved there, and they were priests, traders, artisans, boatmen, their families. It spanned many miles up and down the coast. Um, there were huge statues of his dad, Akhenaten. But here's what he did. Here's what he did. Oh, he also did this. Let me tell you that. He also demanded that all of the artists in the kingdom depict him, his wife, and his children as they really looked. He didn't want anything covered up, like the big hips and stuff that he had. We'll get to the syndrome that they probably had, but he demanded, and it's Marfan syndrome is what they have, and that is when you have an elongated head and neck, you have pot belly, huge butt and thighs, huge. You're prone to dying very early because of the stress on your like aorta and stuff. It's really, because he was effed up, Alan. I'm telling you, he had man boobs. He he did elongated head, neck. But he insisted that they do that, and they did. Now, if you look at his wife, look it up when you have time. She does not. She's good. She's like, get me exactly as I am. Thank you very much. So now let's go to Akhenaten. Akhenaten only served, I say served, but he only ruled for 18 years, which is a very short time. His father served for 38 years. He served for 8. He had another wife besides Nefertiti, and possibly a third one. No one didn't get a name on her or anything like that. And there's a name for the second one, but I ain't covering the second one. I'm covering the first one. He began to stop any campaigns to gain before he died. He stopped all campaigns to get more land. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. Couldn't give a shit. Foreign, nope, not doing it. He wasn't going to. He moved the capital. That cost money. So all of a sudden, we're on a downswing now. Hey, Miss Christie, we're on a downswing from Mr. Akhenaten. And then he dies. He dies. Now, what do we do? His oldest son is only at the time probably 7. Okay? So what possibly happened is that Nefertiti served with the 7-year-old King Tut. We don't know because Nefertiti drops off the map. Off the map. There's no more said about her. There is no more nothing. And so to this day, they think she's in the Valley of the Kings. They think she's in KV 35 or KV A and B, 21 A and B. But they don't know. And they've searched. And these findings have only, like with her and either, the young lady in 35, the old lady in 35, or this. Because let's see, if you put 14, let me write. 14... He served 18 years. And then if she was 14, let's put it that 2. So she'd have been in her 30s, which for Egypt is old. Sorry. I mean, now here's another thing too. She was depicted, and he was depicted with their 6 daughters. and the whatever's. I call them murals, but they're in the temples. At that point in Egyptian history, boys weren't included in the pictures. Only the daughters were included. So if King Tut, Tutankhamun, was the one that came to power after Akhenaten, that's his son. That's his son. Um, is she his mother? She was definitely his stepmother, for sure. And I'll tell you this. I believe, if I am not mistaken, King Tut married his father's first daughter. So there you go with that. It was a fun time had by all. So let me see. All right, now this what I'm going to show you. This is believed to. This is the why you see it right there. The view of the younger lady. So why is her chest effed up and her arm gone? Well, I'm going to tell you. When tomb raiders went into these tombs, right? The mummies themselves were in resin. They were drenched in resin. Even King Tut, when they went to lift him out of his actual sarcophagus, he stuck to the bottom of it, and it messed up the whole back of him. So what happened was they would rip all that shit off of them. An amulet or a necklace would have been there. And I would tell you, we're going to talk about that one. So that's probably what happened to her chest, is that they just yanked an amulet or a necklace off of it. Now her face is a different story. Her face is a different story. This looks like an axe wound. And everybody is pretty sure this is an axe wound that was sustained before death. She had teeth broken off that were still in her mouth. All right. Now, if you knew so let's remember how they mummify them. They take out the organs, they pack it with salt, right? They take your brain out through your nose. So I can't imagine how much. And they didn't F up the skull or the nose. They took the brain out of the nose. Hey, little dove. So the teeth were still in her mouth. The embalmer would not have had a whole lot to do with her mouth. Just wouldn't have. Everything else, absolutely. Now, if she was murdered, and this is Nefertiti, we got a problem. Who did it? Who did it? If this was Tut's mother and not Nefertiti, right? If she is not his mother, and this is her, what happened to her? Something big happened to her. Nobody knows. We'll never know. We'll never know. And that is so irritating. That is so irritating. So what they do is they get Akhenaten a tomb, right? And it is tomb 55 in the Valley of the Kings. They started it in 1344 BC. Here's what you got to remember about BC. BC, all right, so if it happened in 1344. Well, you think, okay, and then they finished it in 1345 or 36. No. BC goes backwards. So you're going up or down. They were going down. So it's just so hard to keep up with, too. So it was mostly completed before he died, right? It was found in the 19th century. His tomb was the standard one with the exception of it did not contain chambers for his wives or his children. He had none. Every pharaoh had them. He had none. There was a pink sarcophagus in his in his tomb, opened. He's gone. Nobody. He is gone. So not only do we not know what happened to Nefertiti, we don't know what happened to him. Because in general, I don't think a tomb robber is going to drag a effing mummy out. They never did before. Lieutenant saying Nefertiti was an illegitimate daughter married. Oh. Well, here's the thing. It's funny you say that. They don't really know who her parents are. They have an idea who they are, but we can't get a piece of her hair, right? To even identify her. So when they call this woman right here his mother and it's Nefertiti, how do you know? Well, you got to go and you got to get that DNA and you got to go back over here and you got to dig somebody up that might be, and then you got to go over here and get Tut and see what's going on with him. He was a brother and sister married, had him. They were his parents, his older brother and sister. Akhenaten, obviously that was his father, but which wife? Which wife? I don't know. Here is the side view of her. I think beautiful, still in death. But here's a weird part too. In 21, and KV 21 AB, old lady, young lady. Their arms. Okay, so every single noble person in Egypt, which was pretty much because DNA, they're all effing, and they're all just related. Every single royal family member would have, they all know this, right? This with the arms crossed, holding the staffs. Okay. That's how you know they were royal. This lady, inbred from hell. Oh, hello.
I just wanted to wave to you.
Oh, okay. How'd the play go? All right, we'll talk about it.
Can I just say for the fans?
Okay.
It was really bad.
Why was it really bad?
The second show night, like Saturday, so opening night is always on Friday.
Yeah.
The Saturday is always the worst show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Dad got you a frosty.
Oh, that's delicious.
Hi,
all
guys.
Right. That's Catherine saying hello. She just got home from her play, her theatrical. Oh. Hello, Jennifer says, hello, Shannon's daughter.
Hi.
All right, so here she is. You see her hand? Her hand that is still there is found down by her side. I don't know. I'm just reporting the news. I can't figure it out. I just report the news. So basically his wife, we don't know what the hell they are. She might be there because she was his King Tut's mother. Because she's in the, like I said, the valley of. To be a grave robber, if they say that King Tut was a pretty, this is Shannon Jr. To say that he was obviously he was 9. He became the pharaoh at 9. Okay. Now we're going to go straight to Tut. Yay. The name of his. I was probably Nefertiti. Yeah. See, even in these things, she's beautiful. I just think she's beautiful. There's the actual time when they found the bust. The guy that's holding that bust. Hey, Miss Presley. The guy holding that bust is from a royal family, and he wanted to come in. This was 19. It was a long time ago. Let's put it that way. And the archaeologist said, "Here, quick," because there was a German guy who was doing this. That's when he found the bust and all that. And in the bust maker's shop, he still had paint. He still had pigment that they put on her. That is pigment. All right. And it was true to his shit. His shit lasted. So that, the bust is quite large. There's 1,000 reasons why people don't think this is the actual bust. Okay, I'm not going to argue. It's a spectacular, even if it's not. Here's them with a cup. This is him and his wife, Akhenaten and Nefertiti, with some of their daughters. If you can't see them well, it's because they look like little aliens. All right, this is Akhenaten's statue. Yeah. So this, what is it? Martin's. So let me see. Let me find it. Marfan syndrome. So it's the big hips. Like I said, we have a little bit girl booby going on, elongated head, just a lot of stuff going on there. And that'll kill you early. His dad died early, he died early. So let's get to Tutankhamun. There he goes. Now, problem I have with this. Your daddy just said. Please excuse me, I'm choking. Your daddy said, everybody do it. You better put me on there right as the way I look. Well, we all know that King Tut did not look anything like this mask. We ain't mad at him, but we know. It's absolutely beautiful, but no. Oh my God, my son is screaming. Oh, okay, I see why. Here he is again. Now, the point of, I thought this was very interesting. The point of embalming and all that, you wanted to make it as close to the person as possible, because in their afterlife, they have to recognize their own face. They have to recognize their own face. So you wanted it to be pretty real. Again, gorgeous. Oh, so like his father, he had this Marfan syndrome. And you can see that by the large hips. You can see it by the boobies. His head was also very elongated. Neck, all of that. He had a club foot. He had a whole, his whole left, is his left leg was kind of effed up. He could not walk without a cane. Could not do it. In his pyramid, not his pyramid, shit. In his tomb, not his pyramid, there were 130 walking sticks. What else did he have going on? Well, and I don't like it. See, I can't make this bigger, and I wish I could. It's this leg over here. I think, no, it's this one right here. It's that curve. Y'all can't see what I'm pointing at because I gotta figure out something to do. Right? Y'all can see where I'm pointing. I realize that it's definite signs of inbreeding. Definite signs of inbreeding. Okay, so he had a cleft palate. All right, so that was one of the things that was wrong with it. He had a cleft palate. Let me grab his packet. That's Cleopatra. That's Nefertiti. I haven't had to use my notes that much, except for on Akhenaten. Oh, I think my son is not happy upstairs. That's the Rosetta Stone. How can I lose my pack of papers on the tuts? We got it. Found it. All right. Nope, that's Sphinx. Tutankhamun. I just like saying it like that. Okay. Ascended to the throne at 9, died at 19, around 19. Parentage. So let's look at that. I think we've already discussed that. In this one, his mother is identified as the mummy from tomb KV-35. Hey, Daphne, and others, she's identified in the KV-21. So that's another thing. This is a soup, basically, if you think about it. It's a soup. It is actually and truly a family tree that does no limbs. No limbs on this at all. So he has inherited every single thing that. Hey, you're at London. How you doing, baby? Yeah, he had every single thing that you could do. Now let's see. Let's see what's wrong with him. He had a lot of genetic analysis done. He carried the. Let's see. Look at over there. My kid's up there. My son is up there, absolutely throwing fits. Multiple issues. Clubfoot. Okay. His grandfather had a clubfoot, actually, too. His mother supposedly had a clubfoot, but see, Nefertiti didn't have a clubfoot. So again, what? The foot turned inward. He inherited the disorder manifesting at birth, and I was most likely he had a very painful life. Now, people said, okay, how did he die? Obviously, it was really quick. Him and his wife had 2 daughters that we know, if you remember, he thought enough of 2 little daughters. He thought enough of them to put them not in a chamber, but in there with him. Not one of the. He wanted them in there with him. So that tells you something about the kid, I mean, and he was a kid, bless his heart. So we know he had malaria because they did blood work on him, and he had raging malaria. I'm going to give you every possible thing that I've seen. Possibly was a tooth, an infected tooth that also got him. They say he was in chariot races and he wrecked and he broke his leg. We know that's not right. He did have a broken leg. I can't see that he would be able to drive a chariot, though. If what do a fuck I know? I ain't never seen a chariot. So, and then there was, actually, they said his leg was broken twice. He ain't getting. You think he's got malaria? And I looked malaria up just because I'm not familiar with all of the symptoms. It's a lot. It's a lot, and you'll get better, and then it's like every 2 to 3 days it starts over. You'll feel better. You get 2 or 3 days of okay, I'm gonna live, and then you get, I didn't know that. So that was another thing. So he had the malaria. He had, and all right, I'll tell you. Here's the symptoms: chills, fever, vomiting, headache, yellow skin. They would need a blood transfusion. They would need help breathing. They would, Okay, here's it. It gets really bad every 6 to 10 hours and reoccurs every second day. That's weird to me. Then I got all excited about malaria and I had to write all that. Do you think I'm not going to know any of that shit? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So the cleft palate, he had scoliosis as well. So like my thing with him was what killed him? Well, what didn't kill him? I mean, what didn't kill him? If he had that disease, that syndrome, hey, I have not been to Egypt. I'd be scared to go now that I know malaria's out there. I ain't going. Yeah, hell with you. Hell with you. All right, so that's what we have on Tut. We don't know who his mother is, for real. We know it's between 2 people. We don't know where his mother / stepmother is. We don't know where his father's body is. It's just not good. It's not good. Y'all want to talk about Cleopatra? Y'all want to talk about Cleopatra? Cleopatra. So Cleopatra was the last of the Ptolemy rulers. All right. which is spelled Ptolemy. All right, so she was the last one. Last one. I'm going to go quickly that I've been doing. And I could tell you every little battle that she got into. And I could tell you she was a badass bitch. She was a badass bitch. 100%. Absolutely would not want to fuck with her. So, I mean, so long. I wouldn't have messed with her. She had three of her siblings murdered. One by Mark Anthony. Thank you, Mark. If your wife wants her sibling killed, just do it. It's not a problem. So she had to marry her when her father died. She had to marry her younger brother. She didn't want to marry her younger brother, but she did. And then something weird happened to him. I cannot imagine what. And then she had to marry her other younger brother. That didn't work out well. Not at all. She was born in January 69 BC. So we're going towards 0, right? And the start of our calendars. Which, by the way, Egypt did. I know Mayans did it too. So did we. Well, I say we. Not me. Let's look at some of the actresses that have played. Oh, wait a minute. There's his skull. Sorry, guys. There's his mummy. Sorry. There's the club foot over here. Y'all can't see where I'm pointing. Never mind. And there's some more of those. There's some more of those. And there's some more of those. Oh, we'll do this in a minute. All right. Now, you have had women in film portray Cleopatra since she was alive, probably, right? We have Claudette Colbert played Cleopatra. We have Vivian Leigh, who played Cleopatra. I think that one was the best. That's just me. And then we have Elizabeth Taylor. We give you a little funny story about Elizabeth Taylor and this role. They wanted her to play Cleopatra. She didn't want to play Cleopatra. So she said, oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it for $1 million. And they went, okay. First woman to earn $1 million. That way. She was shocked. She was shocked. When she said, I don't want to do it. Okay, they said, please do it. She said, no. And then she said, okay, I'll do it for $1 million, thinking they're not going to call me back. And they called her ass back. Okay. So there she was. And wasn't it lucky that she met her little Mark Antony there too? Her little Richard Burton, who, I could tell you who she was married to. I love her too, Jennifer. She's a badass bitch too. Yay. Okay. These are artists' renderings of perhaps what the actual Cleopatra looked like. I'll let y'all soak that in for a second. Nurse thought my mom in this. Oh, Halloween baby. So there she was, right? So everybody say, oh, why was she so famous? She's a badass bitch. I just said it. She gained. There's okay, when people think that, oh, well, she went to seduce Julius Caesar, right? She didn't need to seduce anybody. She didn't need to do it. And it's kind of like I guess it'd almost be a slap to her face. She didn't need to. She was very successful. She was gaining land. She inherited a economy that was shit. Her fucking dad owed money all over the place. She paid him off. She paid the money off. And then she started to build. So no, she did not need Julius Caesar for nothing. All right. But she went up there to say, hey. He came down to say, hey. She went up to say, hey. And then we have her son, Caesarion, who she felt was the only true person to take over when Julius Caesar died. She was actually in Rome when he died, and probably he died because she was there, because he wouldn't let her alone. He was married, obviously. He wouldn't leave her alone. Um, so they killed him. So he had a son, Octavian. Now, Octavian was, I guess, younger when Caesarion was born. But I mean, she literally paraded Caesarion around Rome as the next ruler. Okay. Not, no, don't. I don't know what the hell she was thinking about. I don't know what she was thinking about. Either she couldn't read a room, aka all of Rome, or she just didn't give a shit. I don't know which one it is. So there we have that. Then Mark Antony. She meets up with Mark Antony, and they have planned wars, and they think they're gonna for some reason overthrow Rome, all of it. And Octavian, I'm skipping over a lot of her history, but if you want to read about it, it's a really interesting. Bitch was bad. Octavian, who was her, Julius Caesar's son, he had him beat. He had him beat, and he beat them all the way back, like to to her house, to her house, and which was a damn shame. But Octavian was like, "Oh no, hell no, 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 no!" And he actually defeated these two. Right? He defeated them in battle. It was all of her land was his now. So we get to the agreement made. Okay, so we have Cleopatra and her children with her. The twins she had with her, she had, let's see, there's Caesarion, who I think was around, I want to say 10. I could be wrong. She had twins with Mark Antony, boy and a girl, and then she had another boy. They were very young. So her main concern were the children. She didn't really care. I take that back. She told Octavian, I'm not going to let you do the perp walk with me all the way back to Rome so people can spit on me and yell at me. I'm not letting you do that." And he said, "I won't do that. I won't do that." And she was like, "You promise?" He said, "I'm Octavius. Of course. I promise." Well, it wasn't going well. All right. She was in her tomb. This is part of her palace. She was in her tomb with two of her handmaidens. Mark Antony was over, wherever the hell he was. I don't understand why they weren't together, but that's not my problem. So she says to her handmaidens, "Take a note over to Mark Antony and tell him I have committed suicide. I am having a day and I am committing suicide today." And they said, "Forever." And she said, "Order us up a nice dinner. Order us up a nice dinner. I would adore a whole basket full of figs, if you don't mind." So that all gets done. Well, I mean, she hadn't quite committed to suicide yet. But she found out that Octavius was 100% going to ram her all through the damn whole world, right? So now some say that her and her two handmaids ate this wonderful dinner, and they had a basket full of figs, and in that basket was an asp, which is a Egyptian cobra. And of course, Mark Antony now thinks that she's dead, so he has stabbed himself in the gut with his own sword. He ain't getting out of this one now. So she decides she did either this. There was an asp, and she let it. She scratched herself and all that stuff so it could bite, and it killed her. That doesn't quite take the two handmaidens who were also committing suicide. You only got one snake. Then some people think that she had poison and she used her hair clip, which hair bow, or it was like ivory or whatever it was, scratch herself and put the poison in, and that's how she died. Nobody knows. The asp doesn't really make sense because how these two, Mark and Octavian said, "What the hell is going on? Something is weird here, right?" And he sent one of his men to go knock on her door to make sure she won't up to nothing. Well, they couldn't get in. So by the time they got a battering ram and they got in there, she was already dead. One handmaiden was dead, and the one that was left was straightening down her little crown, and then she dropped dead. Octavian lied. He was going to do exactly what he did. But he also promised her that her and Mark Antony could be buried together. Right? He took her children. He took his brother, who was 10, had somebody kill him because he said there can't be two sons of Julius Caesar on the earth at one time. The other children were paraded around the streets. Children were. And Mark Antony was married, and Mark Antony they never had children. Him and his wife didn't have children. She absolutely wanted children so badly. So the children were taken to his wife, his ex-wife or wife, and she raised them. She was so happy to do it. She was happy. She loved them. She had them educated. But for some reason, we don't know why, the two boys, Philadelphus, and I can't remember the other one, disappear from history. Her daughter, Cleopatra Selene, married another, not a ruler, but, somebody out there and there. But the boys drop off the earth. I can't imagine that woman would have done anything to him because she wanted children so bad. And here they were, her beloved husband's children. So we go looking around. Usually by the time Cleopatra was a pharaoh, you had your palace. She had a big old palace too, let me tell you. You were born very close to it. She was in her tomb eating. So you were born very close to your palace. They are not anywhere to be found. So Octavian lied to her about not parading her through the street. He paraded the children through the street. He killed his brother. Do you think he's going to keep that promise of you and Mark Antony can be buried together? I don't have. You want to? No. Oh, what you want, girl? What you want? No, he ain't going to do that. All right, let's see. All right, here's a side view of her. She doesn't look too hideous. There's another one again. Now, ready yourself, because there were some coins found in the last, 150, maybe 100 years, where she is depicted quite clearly. Oh, there it is. So we've got a long nose, we've got a high brow, we've got sunken eyes, and we have a witch chin. But who do we know in her day, that might have been the epitome of beauty. We would all look like dogs compared to her. Not knowing, I don't know. Oh, shit, there we go. There it is again. That nose is not going anywhere. Not going nowhere. Here's Mark Antony, sex machine. And here is Octavian. That's what I'm saying, Katie. That might be the absolute epitome of beauty. And there he is again. That's Octavian. And this ends our presentation for tonight. How did I do? How did I do? I think I did good. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back too much, but I don't think I effed up too much. Oh, the Rosetta Stone. But let's start. Hold on. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Now. We're not done. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. Let's. No, I don't want to do that. Come on. All right, here is the Rosetta Stone. Let me grab my thing for the Rosetta Stone. This is quite interesting. This is interesting. So when Napoleon was trying to make his way across Egypt to take everything over, because he had a real ideology with Alexander the Great. And as we know, Alexander the Great, during his time, conquered every piece of land he ever stepped on. And he died very unexpectedly. And when he did die, all of these regions got divided up because no one, in his opinion, was strong enough. Thank you, Halloween baby. No one was strong enough to do what he had done and rule it all. Now, that's just a little thing. That had nothing to do with the Rosetta Stone. It ain't got nothing to do with that. And let me see. Hold on. I hate shuffling through papers. I need an assistant. So, as Napoleon was trying to be a big baller like Alexander the Great, he also became completely and utterly fascinated with tombs and whatnot like that. I don't think he rated them, but he sure did look in some of them. Hold on. I'm getting there, babies and little babies and big babies. Where is my damn Rosetta Stone? Anyway, when they were digging a trench, or not a trench, I take that back. When they were digging in to make a fort, his men snagged this huge stone. And they even looking at it, they knew this was going to be pretty important. Okay. And were they ever right? So the Rosetta Stone, as you see here, is enormous. But, so this has got how y'all cannot see where I'm pushing the fucking thing. I'm not going to do this anymore. I got to find out how to let y'all. I like to point. Okay, here we go. I got it, babies. So, the top of it is hieroglyphics. We did not know how to read hieroglyphics before this was found in the 1700s. Okay? Nobody knew. Under the hieroglyphics, if you can't see me pointing, there is a layer. So the hieroglyphics are the small, like the least up here. Then in the middle, you have it's Damic. Yeah, Damic. And it is another language that is, a lot in Egypt and whatnot. And then under the very bottom there, you have ancient Greek. So this is a cheating rock. Now, they were now able to read hieroglyphics and what have you. They would decipher them. But look, that's the black is what we got. The other is what we don't have. And nobody knows where it is. Napoleon didn't have it. They found it when they dug. They just found it. So no one knows where the rest of that is. But what a gift it was just for that. I mean, but how would you know? Like all the hieroglyphics at the top, yeah, all those hieroglyphics. Have they figured them out by now? I mean, I know they couldn't have. I don't know. I need to direct this question to a Egyptologist. I'm going to email. I don't understand. Do they know that, Catherine? I don't know. That's a lot of damn hieroglyphics they ain't got. And So that means like, okay, the curse. I was going to talk about the curse of Tut. One more thing. The curse of King Tut. Now, what?
I'm listening from down here.
Okay. So we have Howard Carter, got in there first, followed by Lord Carnarvon, followed by other people. So Carnarvon had a cut. He had a mosquito bite, cut it, got some gook in there, and then died of pneumonia. Howard Carter did not die right away. He died a long time. I mean, like almost 20 years after he found it. So the thought is not really a curse, but you have so much ancient bacteria, mold, that's been set dormant, for thousands of years, and you're going to get a bad germ probably in there. that would, that's one possibility. You're gonna get a wonky gene in there, a wonky piece of mold. If the Tomb Raiders, and somebody said, "Oh well, the Tomb Raiders didn't die." Well, how do we know? Who followed them home? They didn't even know there was a curse on it until they figured out the hieroglyphics. You think about that. They found this thing in 17 whatever. They decoded it around 1900, I'm going to say, and Howard Carter was sitting on damn King Tut. Mitten Mama, right? My mother keeps saying, if you could have done that in school. Oh, well, I didn't. So don't worry about it. I'm a late bloomer. All right. Oh, shit. Almost fucking messed that up. What? Yes, I've already talked about Cleopatra.
So no one's found her tomb. Right?
No one's found her tomb.
But I think she said or something that no man will ever find her tomb.
She didn't give a shit.
But no, okay, that might have been made up. But the person who has come closest to finding it is a woman.
Yeah, there's a woman who has been searching for Cleopatra's tomb for 20 years. I have her name here somewhere. She will not stop looking. I think we're probably going to find, though, a situation like we have with Nefertiti. You're going to get into an area where you're going to have a couple of these, offshoots of tombs. And because we don't have Cleopatra's hair, or DNA or anything, it's going to be hard to find, figure out if it's her. I don't know. Katie says, hi, Minnie Shannon. She's got makeup on from the play, and she looks horrible. It's like an old lady. Thank you, Roundhouse. You didn't have to do that. But I do appreciate y'all coming in. So next Saturday, no show because it is Catherine's last play for her high school. So we'll be going to senior night. I could probably try to come home. I think I said this day. I could try to make it home at like 10, but I don't know what's, it's just organic and this is her night and I don't want to make it about my night and rushing home. So we'll do paranormal Saturday night in May. I can't remember the date. So if you have your stories, get them in, get ready. Because we had such a good time last time with that. And a lot of people didn't know. They, didn't know that we were doing it. So we're going to do it again. I'm going to push it. Very Meadows. But I really appreciate y'all tonight. I do. And I'm going to go upstairs and what am I going to do, Catherine? Oh, she don't know. She don't know. I don't know. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this. A little something different, Oh, shit. Don't get drunk, Kimmy. I need to know my future ASAP. Oh, right. I know, Alan. Me too. I don't think I want to know. I don't want to know nothing. I want to be a surprise. Yeah. Yeah, have a great weekend, folks. Stay, if you got storms, please stay safe. If you don't have storm, please stay safe all week so I can see you. Oh, and you got to be safe for 2 weeks so I can see you. I appreciate you all being here. I'm going to put this in the drawer as done. My drawer is like, what is that? My drawer is filling up, so I'm going to have to get a little file cabinet at the Goodwill. All right. I love you all. Be safe. I do love you so much. Thank you for, and bushes. Hey, are you in the bushes? Thank you for always showing up. I appreciate you. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll see you real soon.